There's a strange comfort that some people feel in solitude. Not the peaceful kind of solitude, not the calm kind, the protective kind. Part 39 is about why being alone sometimes feels safer than being close to someone. On the surface, it may look like independence. You tell yourself you like your space. You say you enjoy your own company. You tell people you don't need anyone. And part of that may be true. But sometimes underneath that independence, there is something deeper. Relief. Relief that no one can disappoint you. Relief that no one can leave you. Relief that no one can hurt you. Because when you are alone, you are in control. No expectations, no emotional risk, no uncertainty, just quiet. For people who have experienced emotional instability, solitude can feel like safety. If you grew up around unpredictable moods, inconsistent affection, or sudden emotional shifts, closeness may have felt dangerous. Love might have come with conditions. Attention might have disappeared without explanation. Connection might have turned into conflict overnight. Your nervous system remembers that. So now when someone gets close, your body does not immediately relax. It prepares. You start scanning for signs, tone changes, energy shifts, delayed replies. You notice everything, not because you want to, but because your brain learned to anticipate emotional danger. Part 39 goes deeper. When someone hurts you once, it hurts. When someone hurts you repeatedly, your system adapts. It decides something important. Distance reduces damage. So you start creating space. Maybe you stop sharing as much. Maybe you keep conversations light. Maybe you avoid depending on anyone. You become emotionally self-sufficient. And people often admire that. They say you are strong, independent, resilient. But what they don't see is the reason behind it. Self-sufficiency can sometimes be a survival skill, not a personality trait. Part 39 reveals something important. When you rely only on yourself, you eliminate a specific risk: abandonment. If you don't depend on anyone, no one can withdraw support. If you don't attach too deeply, no one can break your heart. If you don't trust too much, no one can betray you. This strategy works, but it comes with a cost. Because connection requires vulnerability, and vulnerability requires risk. So when you remove risk completely, you also remove intimacy. Part 39 continues. People who feel safest alone often carry a quiet contradiction. They long for connection, but they don't trust it. They want someone who understands them, but they hesitate to reveal themselves fully. They want closeness, but closeness activates fear. So they stay somewhere in the middle, not completely isolated, but not completely open either. Close enough to interact, far enough to stay protected. Part 39 goes deeper still. There's another reason solitude feels safe: control. When you are alone, nothing unexpected happens emotionally. No arguments, no misunderstandings, no rejection. Your environment becomes predictable. Predictability feels calming to a nervous system that has experienced chaos. But relationships are inherently unpredictable. People have moods. People misunderstand. People change. And if your past taught you that unpredictability leads to pain, closeness becomes stressful. So distance feels logical. Part 39 uncovers something painful. Sometimes people who feel safest alone once trusted deeply. They believed someone would stay. They believed someone cared. They believed connection was secure. And then something broke. Maybe someone left. Maybe someone betrayed them. Maybe someone changed suddenly. That experience teaches a powerful lesson. Don't rely on people, because reliance creates vulnerability, and vulnerability creates pain. So independence becomes armor, but armor protects and isolates at the same time. Part 39 reveals another hidden dynamic. When you're used to solving your problems alone, receiving help can feel uncomfortable. Someone offers support, and instead of relief, you feel tension. You feel like you owe them something. You feel exposed. So you say, "It's okay. I'll handle it. I don't want to bother you." Not because help isn't useful, but because needing someone feels unfamiliar. Part 39 reaches something deeper. The idea that you must handle everything alone is rarely natural. It's learned. It's usually the result of a time when support wasn't available, when you had to adapt, when you had to grow up emotionally faster than expected, when you had to rely on yourself because no one else stepped in. That adaptation helped you survive. But survival patterns don't always support connection later, because connection requires letting someone see the parts of you that struggled. And that can feel uncomfortable if you've spent years appearing strong. Part 39 moves toward healing. Feeling safe alone does not mean you are meant to be alone. It means your nervous system learned that solitude reduced risk. But reduced risk is not the same as fulfillment. Humans are wired for connection, not dependency, not control. Connection, support, understanding, shared experience. Learning to trust connection again does not mean abandoning independence. It means allowing space for both. You can be self-sufficient and still let people in. You can be strong and still accept support. You can enjoy solitude without building walls. Part 39 ends with this. You didn't choose solitude because you dislike people. You chose it because it once protected your heart. But protection that lasts forever becomes isolation. And isolation slowly convinces you that connection is impossible. It's not. It just requires patience. It requires letting people prove themselves slowly. It requires tolerating small moments of vulnerability. Not all at once, just gradually. Because the truth is this, you don't actually want to be alone forever. You just want to feel safe with someone. And sometimes the first step toward that safety is realizing that your distance was never about strength. It was about protection. And protection can slowly soften when the right people show up and when you allow them to stay.